What's up, guys? Victor Lynch here for Thursday Night Tackle Bites. We're doing it again here this week on pre-spawn bass, and I want to tell you guys about the huge deal going on right now in the water, and you don't want to miss out on it. Trust me, guys, this is a fun time of the year to be out here fishing, trying to catch these big pre-spawn bass. Yes, we're back to talking about pre-spawns just once again. But guys, let's talk about this huge deal I want to tell you guys about. We're talking about quality and quantity big bass right now, and this is the time of year for it. We're having a warm winter. It's an odd winter. The water has never really gotten cold, but right now we're up in the 60s usually right now. But we have warm days, warm nights. These fish are ready, and right now is the best time to go out and catch great big mama bass in a huge number of quantity. This is a huge deal right now. It doesn't happen much. This is about the only time of year it happens, and then late in the fall when these fish start feeding up again for the winter. But right now is one of the times you want to make sure you're out there catching these fish. And we're going to talk about exactly where you should be and good places to at least check and to see, good areas for these fish to be, good spawning areas, good productive spawning areas, and how, where these fish are going to relate to when they get done spawning, once they start backing off and the big mamas leave the bed. Let's talk about these areas. It's a lot of things come into play here. I could like to keep it simple as I can. I see a lot of guys. Most of you people are going to run the backs of these major creeks, and fish are back there. I'm not going to lie I'll agree with you that fish are back there. Myself, I like to stay away from what everybody does. I want to go into these main lake little cuts, little sandy cuts, places that have the points right out on the main lake, and then they got these little cuts all off the side. There's not going to be many fish that go up in there, but there's going to be, you can find these places a dime a dozen along the lake. They're good places to keep for the fish to live all year. Honestly, they'll pull off these deep main points during the summer or winter months, and spring and fall, they'll move back up in these sandy areas off the side of the point, everything like that. But guys, let's talk. I want to tell you about a good area for these fish. You need to focus on contour. I want to stay simple. Like I was telling you guys, I want to stay in places where these fish don't have far to move at all. Places that the points drop straight, not straight off. They got a good drop off into at least 20 foot of water, 15, 20 foot of water. Because these fish, if they live in places like, they don't have to move far, and that's why I like to fish areas that, right off the main lake, deep areas, and they can just move up real shallow, real easy. And another reason for that is I like to fish these areas is because if a cold front comes through during the spawn right now, they don't have far to go to back out. They're right here. They don't have to move far. Whereas if you're in the back of a creek and you've caught them on some big flat somewhere in a creek, they've moved out. You're not real sure where they went. If you focus on these small areas and fish small in these areas, if you have something major front come through, weather pattern or something like that come through, you don't have to look as hard as you would in the back of a creek. That's why I like to fish areas with these good tight contour lines that drop off real quick, gradually. That's why I look for areas, that have real deep, steep banks, and then they go back and they make it go in the backs of these little cuts where they'll lay their eggs and spawn. And so when they get ready to push back off these spots after the big mamas have laid, you don't have to look for them hard, because they're just going to go out and rest back off those deep areas. Because once they get off the bed, they're going to back off. They're stressed out. They're tired. They haven't ate, and they've been poked and prodded at by everybody on the lake coming through trying to catch them off the bed. So that's why I like to check on these small areas. I like to fish small this time of year, and when I mean that, I mean the areas I'm fishing. I want to keep it simple. I don't want to fish a huge area right now. I want to find, I like channel swing banks is mainly what I'm looking for, is what I'm talking about here. But, it can be very productive. There's not a lot of drawbacks to this. Like I said, the fish aren't hard to find in areas like this. They're simple, they're easy. You can throw a number of baits in no time and figure out what they want. You guys, if you talk about a way to find these areas before you go out on the lake. Use these maps, guys. These things aren't outdated yet. Look at your maps before you go out the day before. Study them real good. Find these tight contour lines I'm talking about that lead to back of these little cuts on the creek or little pockets, whatever you want to call them, small tributary creeks. It's places where these fish are going to move back up into. It's simple fishing right now, guys. It's nothing hard. So, these maps come in real good handy. Also, even the night before or the day before I'm going to go out, I may even go out to my Lowrance HDS7, pull up my mapping, because it shows really good contour lines. And if I'm going to a lake that I'm not real familiar with, it gives me a good idea of what areas to go fish and look for based on the contour lines and the areas I want to fish. So, these areas I'm telling you about are great areas. I've had a lot of luck and a lot of success this year and years past. So, if you want to go out, have some fun this year, this is a great way to look. I'm not saying it's the only way to catch them, but to me, it's been the simplest way for me to catch them. I don't like to fish big areas. I like to keep it small. Have a lot of small key areas that I'll run along the lake all day long. Because to me, you can get in a big area and you can lose your head real quick, and you're not real sure. Your confidence can be lost real quick in a big area, especially as you've got a lot of water to cover. That's why I like to keep it small right now. So just check these little pockets out. I will tell you another good tip for it is check pockets out on the south end of the lake. I found that these areas warm up a lot quicker than any other spots on the lake. These south facing pockets get a lot of heat. The sun gets on them first thing in the morning, and it stays on until the sun sets into the west at the end of the day. And it can really draw these fish up first than, say, fish on the other side of the lake or other end of the lake. It plays a big role. That sun plays a big role right now this time of year, and it will until the spawn is over. So, these fish are easy to catch right now, and they're huge. They're usually going to be huge fish right now. You catch a bunch of them, and right now it's just a fun time. If you go out, it's not hard fishing right now, guys. These things you can really go out and have you a good day, and it makes for a real fun, and who knows, you may catch the biggest bass of your life right now. Or of the year anyway. I'm still waiting on the biggest one of my life. So I'm hoping maybe this is the year for it, and maybe this is the time it's going to happen. But guys, I hope you can use what I've talked to you guys about today. I think it's real helpful. I know it's helpful for me. I hope I've helped you guys out in any ways. Guys, go check out our website at CarolinaOutdoorMagazine.com. Check out our store. Buy these sweet baits. I know Jim Carr's been working hard on them. I know he's got some really cool swim baits he's been working on in soft plastics called Catch 'em Up baits. These things are really sweet, guys, and I can't wait to get my hand on some of them. And guys, we'll see you next time.